Yes. Yes, 2 times. Y'all know the vibes though. She like, ooh la la, we green. They go, ooh la la, we green. She like, ooh la la, we green. They go, ooh la la, we green. Okay, ooh la la. She like, ooh la la. They go, ooh la la. She like, ooh la la. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovich. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, then really the question is, where you been? Over here on my side, we deal with sports, hip hop, entertainment, interviews sometimes when niggas don't be acting flaky, Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. I got mine in today on a Saturday. Yeah, I got it in today. So before you leave the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, smash that notification bell so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time and you've been rocking with the channel, good looking. But you know how I do. You know how I plainly start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. We in the end game. And we is in the end game, people. We in the end game because Sue Surf, you know what I mean? Battle rapper, you know what I mean? Out of Jersey. Got picked up by the feds, like, you know what I mean? The JADA. I got beef with the feds and the DA. Got the game on press replay. And obviously he known for the bars and blessing the stage with the battle raps. And, you know what I mean? He definitely was nice and talented. Now, Future looking a little shaky, a little nervous, a little shaky, a little nervous. It's looking a little shaky, it's looking a little nervous. You know what I mean? Like the Yankees is looking the other night. And I'm being funny, but I'm not. And I'm saying that to say, you know, obviously when you hear, or you read rather, even though I heard the story from Lisa Everett, you know what I mean? Street Soldiers. And she like, you know, he barricaded himself in, him and his, you know, his girl came out the back door. You know what I mean? Like, this shit is a movie, but once the lights go off, you ain't gonna come back on because it's not a movie, right? You not that strong. You knew it was wrong, but you asked for it, baby. And they come out the back door, see that it's, you know what I mean, crazy with the police, like, open the door, ATF. And they went back inside, I guess, thought about what was the best thing to do, and the best thing to do was surrender. It's like, I mean, once the feds come knocking, like, it's really... You know what I mean? It's like you got to have some good lawyers, and even still, chances is you going to go to jail. You know what I mean? And, you know, like she was saying at the end of her clip, have you seen her video? She like, you know, just because, you know, you got charges like this, which is the RICO charges, you know what I mean? You know, doesn't mean that you're guilty, doesn't mean you're going to go away. And she's right. But we all, you know, we see often too many times that, again, once the feds come get you, and I've seen some raids, like on my block, you know what I mean? When they came and got Fresh. You know what I mean? Shout out to Fresh. He was out in Vegas with us and shit. When they came and got him with the helicopter and all that, and the whole block was crazy. It was crazy, crazy. You know what I mean? And, you know, obviously in the hood, you see buses. It's not really the feds. Sometimes it's just the DA. Sometimes it's the police with the extra riot gear on and shit. You know what I mean? And so you see raids on a small scale and a high scale. But the point is, how did we get here? Like, let's know what I mean? Like, let's rewind and then fast forward and say, all right, so battle rapping, I know you gang, I know you doing shit. Then you think of Casanova. You think of all of these plethora of rappers, MCs, people in the entertainment business, you know what I mean? And it's all for sale. You say, damn, you doing good, you know what I mean? Or at least people think you're doing good from the outside. Obviously, you know, you don't know everybody's you know, day-to-day life and activity, how they living, what they doing with their money, how they managing it, family problems, etc. We all living, like, you know what I mean? We ordinary people, and one day we out of here. You know what I mean? One day we out. And with that being said, you don't really know all the nooks and crannies, but you still say, damn, you know what I mean? You are one of the premier challenge battle rappers. You know what I mean? Have some phenomenal battles and shit. And people ultimately say is nice. How do you get caught up in that? And then I'll say how, or I'll speculate, because maybe kind of sort of, I don't know the brother. When you gang and you involved, which I have never been, although I've told plenty of stories of, you know, coming up through, you know, through prison, unfortunately. And, you know, when this whole shit kicked off, if I wasn't right there at the birth of it, then I was a year late. Like, you know what I mean? 1 year later. And, you know, being inside, you know, from that time, you watching the morph, you watching the birth, you watching, you know, the different dynamics and the variations of this gang culture over here on the East Coast. Not like on the West Coast. West Side, because they don't even view us the same, and it's not the same. You know what I mean? Like, we all, you know what I mean? But it's not the same. And they don't view it the same. So I'm going to take what they say because they in it and I'm not. And this is something that's, you know what I mean? This is cultural, unfortunately, passed down through generation to generation. We are just seeing that now over here on the East Coast. And so, speaking from experience on the inside and even out, you get to see the dynamics, the politics and shit of it, right? I'm prefacing all that to say, when you involved, allegedly, maybe, kind of, sort of, and for those that be definitely on camera with it, like, no holds bars, you know what it is. Obviously, you know the Cubes and the Snoops and the games, and you know you see the Young Thug and you see the Gunna. I mean, they facing the same charges. So we seen this movie before, like Hov said, and I know how this movie ends. Still, I play the star role in Hov Vito's way. It's just the life, right? Solemnly swear, change your approach, stop selling. You know what I mean, stay away from hoes, put down the toast, cause you be doing the most. Oh no, right? Oh no. Now you locked up, and them front row seats, you know, to the yakisobe, the chili con corn. That shit is devastating. You think you got some front row seats to a Hov in the Mary, like, you know what I mean, heart of the city, which I did. And I'm being funny, but I'm not. Good floor seats, that's why I'm using them like that, because it ain't no escaping from that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you think you know what I mean? Like, people thought they was cabin fever challenge when you had to stay in the house for a little while. People that wasn't used to it, you know what I mean? And what you was used to. And, you know, obviously you get used to it when you got to do the time, because you're not supposed to let the time do you. So you have to be, you know what I mean, you got to man up pretty much. It is what it is. Some people don't, though. And I'm only saying that to say, like, as a person that did time and been through, you know, an experience worse than what we was experiencing out here, to see that some of the people who bitch and moan and the social media and memes and, you know, what was consuming us at this time. That's why fucking Uncle Murder was like, the battles was entertaining, and it was keeping us entertained when we was trapped in the house. You know what I'm saying? You see some people lose it. And then you say, for a person that never been, even though you come from humble beginnings, let's say, or you got it out the mud, because that's the famous phrase word. Then you become some big rap star or some big, you know, athlete or whatever. When you fuck up, though, like, you know what I mean? Whether you're educated or you're uneducated or you're a rich nigga, well, you're always not being a nigga, because you're going to be a nigga, right? And they're going to take you in, and it's plain to see, can't change me. Locked up from dealing with the gang shit. Whether it's on the phone shit, whether it's directly, indirectly, you sending out, you know what I mean, missiles and doing shit, like they say, casting over, you know what I mean, did allegedly. Involved in that level, one, you got to be a certain type of individual anyway. Like, it's just me personally, you know what I mean? And I ain't a killer, but don't push me. And I'm being funny when I say that, but I'm not being. Because people really think that they God, or they think, you know what I mean? Like, you see the movies and what's, you know, depicted. And when I said that, I was thinking of fucking LL in the Deep Cover movie. When he, you know, he was playing a role, you see the dude from 12 Years of a Slave, when he made homeboy and his girl get down on the floor off the dinner table and eat the food off the floor. You know, when you see the Nino Browns and you know, walk through the hood with the shotgun to the nigga butt naked and shit, pat him on the ass, like, yo, make sure them buildings is in order. And I'm quoting all these people because I'm being funny, and it's like, these are the worst type of people, right? Till you win. You know what I mean? And when you win, it's like, it ain't no getting out, because those is 10, 30, 40, 50 years. And again, he's not proven, you know, guilty at all yet. But it's like, if you brazen enough to send shots and play, you know, superior or higher power with people's lives, that's when you overstep. You know what I mean? There's plenty of people like that in the world, whether it's the military, whether it's street niggas, you know what I mean? Whether it's police, no matter who it is, there's always somebody that think they're going to dictate and tell you, you know, how to live, what to live, or even, you know what I mean, if it comes to it, people that's in authority, that is I'm speaking about, I take your life. Well, let's get you some other shit. Hopefully the brother get up out of there. Hopefully he, you know what I mean, beat the odds and find his way home. Let's talk about Big Act though. Let's talk about academics. Like, seeing like the last couple of shows, he's been spinning in the clip, and we've been talking about him from the 17-year-olds, you know what I mean, and what he was saying about that, and they could get it, and damn, shorty could get it to the Dusties, or not the Dusties, yeah, the Dusties, the old hip hop vets, and you know, the pioneers of rap, you know, looking dusty and, you know, not looking like they doing too good, you know what I mean? Then he came back, told why he said that, then he jumped on the Breakfast Club. So he been spinning a lot. And, you know, for what it's worth, self-made. And I spoke about this, so it's never going to be no shots thrown in that regards. Like, you know what I mean? You self-made, you built it from the bottom, and as, you know what I mean, as the saying says, build it and they will come. He built it, and people have come, and they still coming. And that's why he's, as he was saying, for this new clip that's out there in the media, Shade Room or whatever, these other channels, you know, he was out wherever he was at, I think Miami, doing the function, coming through for the bag, so he say, right? And he was with his girl. She happened to be drinking a little bit too much. And I forget what what artist he said was coming out, but he was there before him. So he like, pardon me, he like the DJ kept shouting him out crazy, like, you know what I mean? And I know what it's like to be in parties when you in a section where somebody is there, that's all they doing. Even people that I came with, you know what I mean, is getting their name shouted out crazy, like, you know what I mean? And so, you know, it's a nice feeling, you know what I mean? And I can see how people will still be drawn in and still looking to your section. So he like, yo, couple of chicks want to take a little picture, you know what I mean? You're jingling, baby. Go ahead, baby. They want to take a little flick, you know what I mean? Chilling with Big Act, you know what I mean? And his lady, the lady he was with, got a little overzealous. Like, Bill O'Reilly, you only riling me up. Like, yo, nigga, you ain't gonna be out here doing this fuck, nigga, F, nigga, R-I-T. Like, you ain't gonna be doing none of this whole shit. And he said she got out of line, so when the camera started rolling, you know what I mean, and people was, you know, tuned into your life because it's all for sale. And this is the times that we live in. You know what I mean? Let's just keep it a buck. Mm-hmm. People started filming him. And what he happened to be saying, this is what got people like, yo, no, this nigga is diving out. And it sound a little sussy, even though I get where you're coming from. And obviously, rest in peace to the Mr. late, great Kevin Samuels, KS, you know what I mean? And, you know, with the prize and putting men first and, you know, putting shit back in its proper perspective if you subscribe to that, if you wasn't already putting yourself, you know what I mean, or expecting certain, you know, people to treat you a certain way. That's where he was really coming from. But he kind of put the money on it, and that's where it was like, all right, I get it. Obviously, you know, I speak about this as well. You know, as long as you ain't doing nothing super crazy, like, you know what I mean? Like, all money ain't good. But I respect if you can, you know what I mean? If you can get to the bag and you a millionaire, you make it to be a billionaire, whatever you is, only, you know what I mean? Like, what's better than 1 billionaire, too, especially if he got the same hue as you? Oh, but you black, right? I respect it. Especially if it ain't you ain't doing no sleazy scumball, scum of the earth slime bag shit. I definitely respect it. But I'm only pointing that out to say, he was like, none of these niggas more money than me or whatever. I'm the prize. You can't make this shit up, and this shit definitely looked like it was scripted, although it was not. Obviously, he came out, he jumped on his live, and he was explaining it. But when I say scripted, I mean like the housewives bullshit, the Love and Hip Hops and the reunions and all the soul other bubblegum, you know what I mean, melodrama that they, got people tuned into. And when it first came out, obviously with Jim and all that, and Yandy and Chrissy and all that, I was tuned in. I've been stopped watching that shit. Like once I seen that the buffoonery remains at an all-time high, and I can get entertainment. That don't really float my boat. You know what I mean? So it looked like that. You know what I mean? Like he arguing, then the chick came out of nowhere. If you've seen the video, if you didn't, he was talking with his lady. He said she was drunk, a little overzealous, because a couple of ladies kept coming over to take pictures, and talk with him for a little bit. He is a public figure, a celebrity, if you will. Obviously, like I said, definitely self-made, built it from the ground up. So salutes him on that. So that's pretty much what he was saying. He like, some people may not. They don't know how to take, dealing with celebrityism or being, that guy or under the microscope. And he's absolutely right. And he was saying he's still learning how to deal with it to some aspects. You know what I'm saying? So, he was like, she got a little overzealous and he ain't gonna fuck with her no more. A few things, like out of the watching the exchange. And the video is maybe like 2 minutes or maybe a little under that. And I watched it a few times just to, see what was going on. And obviously him walking away like, I'm the prize. That shit is wild funny. You know what I mean? Just to hear a guy say it like that, like in the state of being mad. I don't know if he was drinking. He was like, she was drunk. But this is the thing. He's like, yo, respected nigga, like kept calling the nigga. You know what I mean? And real quickly, my show, we unscripted, we live, we rolling, hit the subscribe button. There's no set format. When it comes to dealing with masculine women, right? You hear them with the bros, and they're calling you bro. Well, you also hear dudes calling their chick bros and keep calling them nigga, and they're like, he must have called that nigga like 4 or 5 times. Like, yo, my nigga, I'm the fucking proud. None of these niggas in here got more money. He was ranting and going off and feeling himself. You know what I mean? Big nuts hanging. It's like, yeah, I'm that dude. I got the check, I got the bag. That's pretty much what it was. We just caught it, you know what I mean, on a live mic, pickup, bat line, you know what I mean, academic pickup. And you just get to see it in real life. So I'm not surprised and I'm not shocked and amazed when you put the beat on. That's how, you hear it in his commentary. If you fuck with his channel, I know a lot of people give him pushback and don't, they say they don't fuck with the channel. It's like Vlad, right? Everybody like, power to the people, Black Lives Matter, we gonna boycott, you know what I mean? But motherfuckers still go and they fuck with him. And right or wrong, because I really don't give a fuck, you know what I mean? I don't watch it, you know what I mean? Sometimes when I'm in somewhere where they got it on, it's not even out of boy, being a boy. I know everybody go to Vlad. I'm familiar with him and all that. I've seen some of his joints, but it's just like I remember, not too yesteryear, it was on some. Now, who was on that? My son? Or was it my son? I don't think it was him because he used to fuck with him. Or maybe it was him or somebody else. Like, let's boycott, let's not fuck with him no more after the shit he did to or said about Minister Farrakhan, right? I'm only pointing it out to say, you watch his content, you hear how he talk, so to hear him live, when it's live action and it's in the real life, I'm not surprised, I'm not shocked. While people clown him, I get it, people, they don't like him. They don't like the fact that, he's self-made, like you say, he don't need a nigga for a check, he do what he do. And all money, is not good money, as I just said, but I don't see nothing wrong with it. He making an honest living, etc. But the point is, the money part. Yes, it's good to have. Yes, you need it. In fact, like, niggas act like money, niggas with no money act like money is in everything. I'm not having a good time. They just try to ruin it. Like, your bracelet and your chain is niggas' lives and all that. Fuck your life. You know how it is. We in a capitalistic society, and everything is about the bag. Like, everything is about the bag. That's why you laugh at 50 Cent baby moms when you was getting $25,000 a month, and then it dropped down because you was trying to be greedy. It's all about the bag. You know what I mean? So I get it. But that shouldn't be all, as far as respect of getting respect from a woman. Like, you know what I mean? You should be the man you are without that. You know what I mean? And, so just listening to his logic or his rationale, why she should respect what it is, because bitches is coming up to him and who he is as a brand, as a man, etc. You kind of like push the bag to the forefront. Like, all right, without the bag, then what? Because I was around some broke funny niggas that got all the buns. Like, you know what I mean? Show nigga, this is how you got it, you know what I mean? Make a little laugh, do a little, niggas had nothing. Some of them was drug users, bitches ain't even know. You know what I mean? Like, still getting all the buzz, but most of the time women choose wrong anyway. But that's just a side note. You don't gotta have the bag. Like, it helps. You know what I mean? Like 50 Cent. I keep some rims, some jewels, keep the tools. That it's easier. You know what I mean? It makes it much more easier. And I'm not being funny at all. It's just really what it is. You know what I mean? Obviously, women like things that they like. And when they see, a guy, gentleman or whatever, display some of these things, you know what I mean? A nice car, whatever you rock jewelry. I never was into none of that. You know what I mean? I took some jewelry, but I never really rocked, you know what I mean? And that's for those reasons. You know what I mean? But niggas had a little ice on or whatever, the wheels of cars and money and all that. And women like that. You dress nice, you know what I mean? So it's like, oh, he getting it. Even if it's through fraudulent ways or however you getting it, that's just the attraction. Then after that, you get to whether he a nice guy and all that, right? Skin look nice and all that. And again, so he got the bag, right? So he pointed that out to his list. She already with you, though. The thing is, and after the bag part, because I just thought that was a little side eye. Like, all right, bro. You know what I mean? We see how you look and all, and maybe that's why you know what I mean? Then it's you chose her. Because like, I'm never bringing her out again, and I'm never doing this, I'm never doing that. And it's like these athletes, and some of them get the pass, I guess, because they're young. But if they pops was around, then it's like, bro, like, you know what I mean? Truly no excuse, when you see the Brittany Renners and her with the PJ, and you see what's this guy name from the Celtics now dealing with the old school joint, you know what I mean? Burgess or whatever her name is. You say, these Instagram models, or, allegedly, maybe kind of sort of, they get to the bag, they get to the athletes, and the athletes obviously like dealing with them. But it's like when you get caught up and you have certain situations that shouldn't transpire, it's like, all right, if you're the prize, academic, right? Because you walking away like, I'm the prize, bitch, and you better recognize, right? And why are you dealing with somebody that's not recognizing you off the rip, that if you're taking a few pictures, you are a celebrity, you got your own shit going, that she going to act out like that? Why are you choosing a woman like that? That's the only answer I got for you, player. Like, answer those questions. You can say, oh, I ain't know, or whatever. You know what I mean? And then he had the situation where people were saying some stuff allegedly, you know what I mean? So, niggas pick wrong too, just like women. Women is just not the only ones that don't know how to choose. It seems like a lot of men, I won't say high value for the sake of KS, rest in peace. I'll just say they got a couple dollars. That's a millionaire too. You got a couple millions. They seem to choose wrong too, and they not only choose wrong, besides just getting some Bunningtons, like Travis Kelce from the model joint that was mad at Cam Newton. All he did was just get some buns. He ain't put no babies in it. He ain't throw no raheem. He already peeped game with what it was, had his fun, had his shit. And I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying if you are gonna, be the guy, you work hard for it, especially if you're an athlete or you the top of the top, YouTubers or rappers or whatever it is. If you the top of the top, then you get your props. Salute. You know what I mean? But where's I won't even say, I was gonna say macking, but just like where's you looking out of pocket and you looking like you ain't been around no joints before. And for some of you hear some of the stories that getting played, like the Terrence Howard in the room sleeping and all that. You know what I mean? Just certain situations like y'all got the bag for what? What you fucking the bag up for? Because you choosing joints that's, you know what I mean, looking good on Tinder. Let's stop it. Let's get to this other shit though. Before we get to the sports, I got time today. It's Saturday night. It's the birthday month. Ho, stop the show. Happy birthday, Papa G's birthday was, even though it's still not 12 o'clock. His birthday is today, the 15th. And my grandmother's birthday, heavenly birthday. Grandma, I love you. I miss you. Think about you all the time. Pray for you. That's what we could do for our loved ones that's gone. Pray for them. You know what I mean? Thinking about them, putting pictures up and all that. That's good. Keep other people remembering. Keep yourself remembering. But the two things that you can do that will help them, and it's just my belief, is pray for them and pay off their debts if they had debt that they left behind. That's a big thing. But let's get to this other shit though. But happy birthday, Papa G. Happy birthday, Grandma. Love y'all both. Let's get to this Tasha K shit, right? Like Tasha K, you know what I mean? She a very popular, successful YouTuber. And she had the spat with Cardi B, you know what I mean? About the slander and the outlandish, salacious shit she was saying on the YouTube. And they went to court. Cardi B took her to court after multiple times asking her to cease and desist and just leave it alone. You know, she kept tagging away, and finally Cardi B took her to court. She lost, she appealed, then she moved to Africa. You know, you see stuff on the internet, so you like, you don't know if it's real, if it's not real. And I followed Tasha K. You know what I mean? In fact, I told y'all when I first got put up on her, since I've been running through these YouTube streets, since I've been running across these social media platforms, and they should have never. I came upon her around the dark night, aka Derek Jackson shit. And like I said, before I knew she was successful and who she was, the video I watched of her, you know, speak about the situation with him cheating and all that other bubblegum shit, it just was like, it was just like a woman's joy. I mean, that's the only way like a woman that's been waiting to get back for a while. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's a lot of spiteful, you know what I mean? Like, what they say, R. Kelly, when a woman's fed up, like, when that payback comes, you could sense it in their spirit that they happy that you going through whatever you going through. I know what that's like, you know what I'm saying? And I know other men that know what that's like, for whether it's right or wrong, you know what I mean? We just talking about the, you know, that energy you get, you know what I mean, from a woman when they at that point. Watching the video and the happiness is like, she caught the big one, the big fish, you know what I mean? And I was like, damn, like, look at this bitch, because I didn't know she was. I'm like, damn, she happy this nigga cheated on her. Like, you don't get nothing out of that. And I just was like, damn, you know what I mean? That's the backstory, so y'all could, you know what I mean, catch up and follow what I'm saying. So it was like, no hate or love for her, you know what I mean? Come to find out, she a big YouTuber, worked her shit up from the bottom as well, from the bottom to the top. Now we here, you know what I mean? So salute to her, you know what I mean? And I fuck with her content, because this shit funny as hell. And it's entertaining, and for the most part, should be accurate, you know what I mean? She broke a lot of stories. But you know, you got your spat in the YouTube world, black YouTube, nigga threw 2, I threw 4 back in Star Wars, right? You know what I mean? I know you don't love me. Hit the subscribe button. Hear niggas out there biting mad styles for a nigga get a chance to shine on his own shit. But it's cool. You know what I mean? That's a side note though. Satisfaction side note. But anyway, she went to Africa, so it was really true. She went out there, and she's supposed to be married to the African brother. I don't get his name right now. But then it was supposed to be like a remarriage or whatever. And the bottom line is, she still was, after, you know, she was found to be, you know, in the wrong, just what it is, still on making references, like, I'm getting this money, because I seen a few of her, like I said, I watch her shit, you know what I mean? Still just talking, taking jabs, saying shit, and fans rooting her on. I guess they left, some came back, you know what I mean? Sometimes you see the shit, sometimes you don't. Hit the notification bell and all that, right? And I said, damn. So I was watching the lead attorney, who I brought his little course and shit. Shout out to the lead attorney. His channel was dope. And he, outside of the entertainment stuff, he weave in the law of, you know what I mean, the celebrities and just shit that you need to know. You know what I mean? Always need to know some good lawyers, right? So anyway, he was there at the trial, like he really is in the know. He like you know, I guess Cardi B realized she wasn't going to get the 4 million. Like, not 1.5, the purple tape, 4 million, like 4 million, like a million. She had to pay 4 million. And she was kind of fronting like, I got my money and I got it. And I think she got it, honestly. Unless she just fronting this all for sale. She got 1 million subscribers. She got her own, you know, app and all that. So if they kick her off a YouTube platform, I think some of her followers will follow. Her infrastructure is set, and that's a good example to follow. So I don't think she'll crumble and she'll survive. Like, I will survive. I think she got her. She'll just have to work and get it. But anyway, the lead attorney was saying that they found out her bank account or some shit, you know, because you're still talking, you know, you're online, you're still doing your shit from Africa back at the motherland, and I guess you still got to eat. This is how she eating, you know, unless she got other ventures, and maybe she do. They found the way to garnish her bank account or put a seize on her bank account. But the night before they did it in the morning, she allegedly accorded it to him, which is smart. You know what I mean? Eventually, you're going to have to pay, though, Tasha. She took all the money she had out and only left a band in there. Like, you know what I mean? Because that's your money, son. And they seized it and all that, and she only got a band. So who knows what's going to be the turnout? She going to come back to the States? Is it different over there? You know what I mean? You got your shit in Swiss accounts and all that, and Donald Trump, you don't show your taxes, and May Adams showed his taxes if you're from New York. You know what I mean? And it's always a loophole with some political shit. Did she go too far? In my estimation, when you listen to her, she's like, yo, we gonna fight this shit to the end. Hey, I have nothing. I don't. I'm on her side when it comes to that. If you gonna go down swinging, then go down swinging. I'm definitely not gonna tell you to, before you exhausted all your remedies, to just give up. Like, fuck it, I'm just gonna give up. Because a lot of people do, based off the mere fact that they don't want to fight for a little longer. And that's how they get you. You know what I mean? It's just to bring it back to being locked up, you know what I mean? Being on the island and shit. Or even being upstate. That's how they lean on you. With the yakisobe, chili con corn, you on that shit for 36 months fighting. You might get out in 45, but you know, you decided to, you know what I mean, just kill over. You know what I mean? And that's how they weigh on you. The back and forth to court, the bullpen therapy. You sitting there for mad hours, like chained up like an animal, like locked up with dirty white boys and Ricans, like, you know what I'm saying? And that's how they get you till you just say, you know what, fuck it, man. Got this bum ass lawyer, I ain't got no money, I'm poor, I'm broke, you know what I mean? I don't know the law, I'm ignorant, you know what I mean? And so I'm just gonna cop out, and the deal sound like it was good. And that's how most of the people cop out. Most of the cases don't go to trial, obviously. They get a cop out, you get stamped, and you get shipped off. So salutes to her for not just saying, fuck it, all right, one court said that I'm guilty or I was in the wrong, here go $4 million. No, fuck you. Like, I'm not just handing over $4 million, so I'm going to exhaust my remedy. So that was really her energy, and I'm not knocking her for that. However, now, when the big bad wolf is knocking on your door and little piggy, your shit is made of straws and your shit is made of some other shit, wood, and then now, you know what I mean? Now you got to pay up. The thing is this, when you on these platforms, whether you have infrastructure like her or not, whether you got the backup plan and all that, so they could do what the fuck they want, and you really like, yo, just here's my ass to kiss. Here go one ass, here go two ass, and you really could just kiss away, because I'm going to be good. You can have that stance, and obviously, that's the best stance to have. You never want nobody to be able to cut off your water supply. You know what I mean? That's with anything. You know what I mean? Once they feed, if they feeding you, once they cut that shit off, oh, you in the world of trouble. You know what I mean? Why not just admit and say, you know what I mean? You got this one. Like, you know what I mean? She gave you multiple times according to the lead attorney, and it just goes, you know, to show, you know, speaking of the Willie D, you know what I mean? And as far as what he said about Kanye, his name may not be clout chasing, but you could tell was reaching. It's like you trying to say some super outlandish shit for what? To get more views when you're already famous. And in his case, in her case rather, she already is doing well. So to keep speaking on Cardi or to keep speaking on shit that people was telling you like, yo, leave that shit alone, leave that shit alone, leave that shit alone, like leave that shit alone. And you keep doing it, then you get everything you get. And then I rewind back to the beginning when I'm like, when I first seen her, the vitriol, even though it was comedy and it was entertaining, you could tell she really was happy that he got caught. Finally, I guess the shit she was digging up and she was looking on was accurate, you know what I mean? And that's cool. She did good reporting, good journalism, but she was happy. Now this is, you know what I mean, what's happening to you. I'm not happy because either way is, you know I mean, it's not coming out of my pocket. I ain't got to fit the bill. And, you know, the thing is just like, you know, what you put out there is going to happen. When you see those people say, pull up to my crib in 5 minutes, like you done, like you from Queens, you done. You know what I mean? Take off the chain, done. And I'm being funny, but I'm not. Like did it and done, you're done. And you're gone now. You got to be careful what you do out there. And I quote my nigga Critical. We're going to get into this other shit real quick. Speaking of death, you know what I mean? It's like rapping and riding in New York City subway train station is the dangerous things to do in these day and time. 2022. Shit is like, don't be a rapper. Don't get on the subway. Unfortunately, yesterday, I believe, 15-year-old boy shot, you know what I mean, one time, killed on the A train coming from Queens, Far Rockaway. No suspects, and I'm bringing it up to say, damn, same thing when the New York City, you know what I mean, the old timer, you know what I mean, shot up the train, let off the canisters and all that shit, thought he was on some Vin Rain shit, you know what I mean, the Dark Knight and all that, like real crazy. This dude, the lady we seen get kicked in the face by the crazy guy, they said 8 people. So I'm bringing it up to say still, you know, when it's, you know, speaking of equality, modern women and all that, Y'all be the ones the most, because I ride the train too sometimes. I get around all over on the city, on the bike, train, bus, car, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? True New York, I walk, I get around. On the train, though, you do be seeing the ladies, they just be like, earplugs in, riding back and forth, like no worries at all. Like, just, you know what I mean? You know you got Wi-Fi, it's just like this. I don't do that no more. Like, I used to too. You get caught up in the wave, you know, you glued into the phone, and it's like, I'm on the train driving, so I can check out the scores, I can read, I can scroll Instagram, all this shit. You know what I mean? I can check out Popovich TV, hit the subscribe button, and you scrolling, and shit go off. It don't even be for you, you know what I mean? And little kid get killed. So he a 15-year-old boy got killed, unfortunately, and a 17-year-old girl out of Brooklyn shot in the chest. Crazy story before her 18th birthday. New York City is crazy, and you know, obviously a lot of other places is crazy. Nothing really going, you know, change till we change it. But again, you know, I quote the Cam line. You know what I mean? Yo, hey, niggas get shot every day, B. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you tough, right? You could take it. And, you know, I always, after I say that, I throw in, you know, kids, babies, teenagers. You know, not only is they getting killed, but they going to prison. In fact, the person that killed the 15-year-old, you know what I mean, 18-year-old, they got him the next day. They got you. You know what I mean? So, you know, you're not escaping. And then the thing is, too, the dumb criminal show, you're not even thinking to do. Like, you know what I mean? And that just goes to show, like, you still probably going to get caught. You know what I mean? They got some of the people that plan out these shits and still get caught. They didn't buy the acid. They didn't think they got covered all their tracks and forensics and them teams and them. They come get your ass quickly at that. Like, oh, don't you know what I mean? Set the car on fire, they cleaned all the evidence. Nah, it don't work like that. Woo, woo, we got this shit right here. You'd be like, damn. But that's one of the shows that I do. I'm like, how the fuck they get that shit? They found it. You know, this is the voice, the speck of dirt left on the road. You know what I mean? The homie that always be narrating and shit. With a flicker of the wrist, they seen the print on the light, like, I mean, the forensic light and all of. You'd be like, how the fuck this nigga left a print there? You know what I mean? But the point is, you ain't even thinking to do. You doing some rando, you know what I mean, spur of the moment. You know what I mean? Pow, pow, jump on a scooter. You going to jail, and you're not coming home for a very, very long time. And even though it's black on black, oh, but you black, you may not do forever, ever. Forever, ever? No, you may not do forever, ever, like Kim Kardashian was saying. And don't ever, ever call me again, Ray J. She was mad. That bitch was mad. You chose Whitney Houston over me? That bitch was mad. That's why she really was spazzing. You ain't coming home forever, ever. You know what I mean? Like 17, 20 years, you already know. 47, 57, 67. You old. And even though prison may preserve you for a little while, your big homie should have taught you better than that. Your father should have taught you better than that. Your big brother should have taught you better than that. Your big cousin. You know what I mean? Like, somebody should have told you that wasn't the way to go. Because that's out the back door. And it's just sad. One life gone and then another life gone. And then, like, Deshaun Watson and another one and another one. Like, yo, you know, football season in full swing. We about to talk about the week 6. We're going to give out the picks and all that shit. But just not even to really elaborate on Deshaun Watson too long. It's just like, yo, bro. And another one? Can't believe it. Like, because he just came, you know, he got 11 game suspension. He allowed to be back with the team now. You know, if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, Deshaun Watson, he had the 26 girls or whatever sexual, you know, assault cases. All of the the criminal cases was dropped. Civil cases went through. He looked like he was going to fight the belly of the beast. End up copping out, settling. They suspended him. His money's still intact though. Salute to the people that's holding that contract and did the negotiations, because that $230 million is still intact. He's good. Come back, can't, you know, practice and shit yet. I think he allowed to play on December 11th. As soon as you come pop out your head, somebody else come out like, yo, you know what I mean? Woo, 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 ah. And it's like, you gotta be kidding me. And am I shocked and amazed? No, I'm not really shocked and amazed that it's another, you know, woman. Because it was so many women the first time. It was wild women. It was like, damn, how many masseuses you had, and I get it. You know what I mean? You want different women to, you know what I mean, do touch you up and all that. If that's the case. But the shit on the side, the extra shit. So it just seems real funny, and I'm looking with the side eye. As soon as when he come back, first week back, like I'm back with the team, you know what I mean, could try to get acclimated again, somebody else come out. But I also want to say this without talking about him too long, and talking about her too long is like the lawyer that's coming out and explaining what happened, you know, and again, I'm not the person, I'm not in her head. I can't say what really went down, but just when you recant what she's saying, right, what the lawyer's saying, it's like you kept pressing her, right? I guess when you turn over on his back and you got to do the front and all that, you know, your joint is, you know what I mean? Woo, woo, woo. I got massages before. So you're like, yo, you know, wipe me off or fillet you, yo, woo, woo, woo. She like, no, no, no. He kept pressing her, making her feel uncomfortable. So I'm saying, damn, it's not like it's no alleyway. It's not like you know what I mean, you trapped somewhere. You in a nice hotel. This is Deshaun Watson. He is a millionaire. He is the quarterback of the Houston Texans. Like, you ain't going to just be done dirty. And even if so, worst case scenario, right? Like, if you be like, fuck out of here, nigga. Why you keep asking me that shit? Like, do you want me to get, like, you want me to record you or something? Like, you know what I mean? You don't just turn the phone on, like, all right, no problem. You know what I mean? Because she ended up doing it anyway, is what I'm saying. So it was like, after he coerced her, and it's like, you know what I mean? Teddy Pendergrass closed the door, and you know, no. Come on and go with me. Like, it's different. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we just gonna talk. No, you coming to the crib. We ain't gonna just talk. Like, you know what I mean? Even back then, you know what I mean, Teddy Peter, like, come on and go with me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's loud in here. Let's go over here. What I'm saying is just that, like, she ended up doing it, right? Doing it well. And I'm not making fun of her situation. I'm just saying as an individual self, you know what I mean? Man, woman, I'm put myself in the moment. It's like, if I don't want to do it, I'm not doing it. Again, he didn't twist your arm. He didn't pull out a razor. He didn't put a gun to your head. What could he have said besides, even if he got mad, like, yo, bitch, you know what I mean? I'm fucking Deshaun Watson. You better wipe me off. You know what I mean? You know I'm going to tip you good. Or whatever he said though. She's even like, Negroes, you fucking out of your mind. I didn't come here for that. You thought I was one of them, but really I'm one of them. Like, nigga, had this shit on record, or just for you to still end up doing it. Like, you know what I mean? What are you giving into? Was you under the influence? Those circumstances is different. You in the alley, nigga got a weapon to you. It's other people there holding, like pressuring you. You know what I mean? Or they made it look like you was doing something you wasn't. Now they blackmailing you, like something like that. It's like, damn, maybe you'll think about it like, damn, they got me. You know what I mean? Let me just go ahead and do it. But if it ain't none of those circumstances, you could have clearly grabbed your belongings and walked out of the room. Why did you still do it? That's the only thing I'm asking. Like, why did you still do it? It's not like it's a, you know, boyfriend and girlfriend, or, you know, you was kissing and making out, getting the third base, slip your hand in. Now she like, no, and then he forcing his way on you. That's different. You did a massage, and all right, he get a little harder around. It's like, oh, sir, can you cover it up? I mean, like, cover up or whatever you gonna do. Sure, it ain't the first time she, you know, you are servicing athletes or somebody that got a couple dollars that want a private massage. So the thing is, you know, you still did it. That's the only thing I'm saying. Is like, it ain't like you left, you know, he texting you like, yo, bitch, you ain't got no evidence, and now it's like he forced you to do it. Did he really make you uncomfortable with money? You could have just left. I don't understand that. But, you know, maybe I won't. Let's get to this last shit before we get to these winner chicken dinners. Let's get to this Trina, the baddest. Because if one wins, we all wins. And the Santana fanboy dude, they did the ad. I ain't see the ad. I seen a little post of it. And I did read some of the lyrics. And I mean, obviously they're trying to get you to vote. And voting is important. I mean, obviously if you're gonna be bitching and moaning and complaining about what's what policy, what's not policy, I do agree you should vote. I mean, if you don't care one way or the other, then as long as you ain't bitching and moaning about it, you can still do what you want. I'm just saying, like, people gonna look like, all right, well, did you try to do anything about it? If you didn't, then nigga, I don't want to hear that shit. Bitch, I don't want to hear that shit. Take that shit to the poll, and for the people that are like, yeah, it's rigged or it ain't gonna make a difference anyway, at least you can say you did what you had to do. So that's that. But anyway, I don't see this, you know, tactic, programming, no different than I seen the Juvenile and Manny Fresh and vax that ass up. Like, I mean, these people that make these ads or that go into the right end, you know, like the Woman King and, you know, the people that is going to fund these things because all my brothers eat chicken and watermelon, talk broken language and drug selling, like, you know, you get thrown in the box. So you are that nigga, you know what I mean? In their eyes, you're the monkey, you the buffoon, you know what I mean? And a lot of us act the shit out. Let's just call it a buck. At least on this channel, we deal with full transparency, right? That means I can see you if you're not hiding, and you definitely can see me because my page is open. I mean, in social media, you know, look away. Mm-hmm. We always gonna be authentic. A lot of us prove these theories and these statistics and shit wrong, myself included. Looked at it. Sometimes you uneducated nigga, you know what I mean? We prove them right. So I'm not surprised when, you know, whoever's in control, right? Big Brother's watching. They out to get you, you know what I mean? Your mind, soul, and your body. When they say, yeah, we're going to redo these commercials and we're going to get you to vote, we're going to get the gay fanboy, we're going to get Trina the baddest, or we're going to get Juvenile, and we're going to get Manny Fresh to remix that shit, and we're going to get people to vax it up, and we're going to get people to vote it up. And you know, Barack had it too, you know what I mean? One vote, rock the vote. They always coming up with things, but my thing is, you know, not as a Dem or a Republican, because I'm none of that shit. I think this is an ugly fucking bird. It's all part of the same animal, and that shit nasty. And it's nasty work out here. Just the Dems just convinced us black folks, oh, but you black, most of the time, to go that way. And I think we probably should have been looking at it with a critical eye. But for me personally, just to, you know, put it out there. Side note, I never cared about that shit. I was a criminal, back and forth in jail, was doing what I was doing. So the political aspect I never seen it like it affects me. And I now, you know, now that I'm more aware, it does. To a certain degree, because some people just live their life like fuck it. You know what I mean? It does. But I only say that to say, now when you look a little more with the crucial eyes, like, oh, they've been kind of fucking us over or doing this, and who's really for us? So I think you could decide that on your own. But the thing is, you know what I mean? When they do these ads and they put these dollars behind it, they dummy it down, they make it stupid, they make it buffoonish, they make it on some clown bubblegum shit. And then they give it to you like, you know what I mean? Look what we got for you. We wrapped it up nice. Like, you're going to get the Honda. We're going to put some rims on it. It's going to be clean. Like, you're going to be sent clean, but you're going to get the Honda. And we'll be raking you. You're right, like the Jadakiss in them skit. You know what I mean? You know what it is. We're going to pay for everything. You're going to be good. We're going to get you the features. You're going to be good. You're going to be good. We're going to take care of you. They get that shit to you, it's like, damn, that shit look like the food in the Matrix. When he was like, it looks bad, but it has all the nutritions. Nigga, please. Niggas eating slop out of the pot. You know what I mean? Like, fuck out of here. Niggas, you know what I mean? Like, the fuck out of here. But that's what they give you, and they expect you to just slop it up and just go with it because it's some hip-hop, because it's Trina and this dude. Really? And a lot of times we be going for that shit. There don't be no checks and balance. But that's what I got for you. Let's get to these picks, though. You know what I mean? Saturday Night Live. Let's get to the picks. Don't be duped. The buffoonery remains at an all-time high. Stay on point, people. Let's stay on point. You know what I mean? All right, let's go. Let's check the record real quick. Last week, week 5. Woo! That shit was a stinker. That shit was a stinker, and I lost, and I was mad. I ain't gonna front. I was fucking mad. But gambling is not for the faintest of hearts. And if everybody telling you they always winning, they lying. You know what I mean? But you do got to have your percentages up. And let's get to the percentages right now. Overall for the channel, out of 80 games, I'm 43 and 37. So we still above 500. That's number one. Out of the locks, this is why we lost last week. Out of the locks, I gave out 6 locks last week. I won 1 fucking game. So I mean, I went 1 for 6. We did 30 locks, and that going 1 for 6 last week made us 15 and 15. So still 50%, but I lost. I told you I don't bet on all of the games. I bet on the games that I identify as the locks, or what I think is the locks, 1 bets. And so I lost last week. But we ain't gonna lose this week, God willing, because that's your money, son. Let's get to the picks though. So just for the record, for the channel, picks that I give on here, 43. 37. That's 6 games above 500. 15 and 15 on the locks. Not from Yonkers, but the locks to get us the winner chicken dinners. Let's get to them right now. That's a lot of tough games this week. I ain't going to even hold you. It's a lot of tough games. It's a lot of tough games this week. But we think we got the right picks. Let's go. First game, San Fran at Atlanta. Atlanta home getting 4.5. Just coming off that loss to Tom Brady and them. Cheating shit. I ain't gonna lie. I had Tampa Bay to cover that 10. Yeah, I think it was like 8.5. They had to win by 10 for me to win. I think they only won by 6 or some dumb shit. And Atlanta kept coming back at the end. And they called a little bum ass throwing Tom Brady to the ground on some bubblegum shit. And that's why I said on that bat line, Vegas be cheating sometimes. You know what I mean? But anyway, Atlanta at home. I'm sure they're like, damn, we let one get away. We shouldn't have been down. Maybe the running back, Cordell, I think, is back. I think that's his name. But I like San Fran. I like San Fran to cover that 4.5. I think it may be close at first, but Jimmy G and San Fran pull it out. They're just a better team than Atlanta, and I think they're going to win. Next game, Cleveland, New England. Cleveland at home. I went with Cleveland in the last 2 weeks. This is going to be the third week I go with Cleveland. Call me crazy. Like, you could call me crazy. New England, they just coming off beating the shit out of Detroit. That's the only game we had right out of the locks last week. Oh, for the channel, we went 6 out of 10. 16 games, we won 6, we lost 10. That's why our record is down now. But anyway, we had New England to beat Detroit. Holly Berry. Holly Berry. You like that? Yeah, Holly Berry. We love Holly Berry. But they lost last week. New England ran the ball like a motherfucker. And I think they're going to run the ball this week. I also think Cleveland is going to run the ball. Myles Garrett, this should be his second game back. What's the dude? Zappy, Weppy, Brady Zeppy, whatever the fuck his name is. The third string quarterback. He will be starting again this week. He should play better. Obviously, more preparation, more live action. But I think the Browns win. Browns minus 2.5. I think they win by 3. I like the Browns at home. Next game, Jets at Green Bay. Green Bay coming off that loss to the New York Football Giants. And I had Green Bay last week, so that was a loss for me. And I went back and forth with that one. I'm like, I'm going to give it to Aaron Rodgers. I don't really trust Daniel Jones like that. And we was wrong. This week, they're playing another New York team. They're going against the New York Jets. Green Bay giving 7.5. At one point in time, I was really leaning towards Green Bay heavy. Early in the week, it was 7. And I was leaning towards Green Bay a lot. Then I said, damn, this dude, Seth, he was the defensive coordinator for the 49ers. And 49ers been beating Green Bay for the last few years. Now, I know that logic is like, where did that come from? Well, it comes from he know how to play Aaron Rodgers. May not have the same personnel. They're coming from London, just like the Giants is. Still trying to get that chemistry with the wide receivers. Aaron Rodgers, I think they will win the game. I don't think they come in that 7.5. I like the Jets. Not saying the Jets going to win the game. Next game, this is another game where I was wishy-washy. Like, Jacksonville at Indianapolis. Indianapolis giving 1.5. Jacksonville coming off that loss. They got their ass whipped. I was like, they just beat Indianapolis 24-0. Maybe I think week 3. Let me check just to be accurate. They just beat the shit out the niggas. Yeah, they week 2. 24-0. It was at Jacksonville. I think Indianapolis having one down there, maybe like the last 6 or 8 tries, something crazy like that. Same thing with Houston beating who they beat last week? Damn, I gotta look at it. They beat somebody 8 times in a row. But anyway, I'm gonna go with Indianapolis. Like this ain't a lock for me. I wouldn't be surprised if Jacksonville beat them. They younger, they spry. They do have probably top 5 pass rush defense, which I didn't know when you start studying and looking at the games, looking at the statistics, hearing what some of the specialists are saying as far as, defense, where they rank at and personnel and all that shit. You know what I mean? Vegas still put the spreads the way they put them. They like Indianapolis. I like Indianapolis too to win at home. Next game, Minnesota, Kirk Cousins. Do you like that? At Miami, Miami is Tua Tagovailoa gonna play. Is Teddy Bridgewater gonna play? That was some more cheating shit. We had Miami's at lock last week. What happened? And I know injuries is part of the game, but if you believe like me that some of this shit is rigged, then it's like, all right, first game in the, or was the first series, you fall, you hurt your elbow, not your head. But it's, you go to concussion protocol, you out for the game. They throw the third string in there. You don't got a chance against the Jets. Jets put up 40 against them boys. Horrible. This week here, I don't know who's quarterbacking, but I'm like, damn, all right, even if the third string is quarterbacking, then they should be getting more than 3. I think they should be getting like 4.5, 5. If Teddy Bridgewater is playing, I still think they should be getting like 4. Minnesota got a good defense. They can run the ball. Dalvin Cook, they definitely got a stout defense. I don't think they're in top 5, but they're in top 10 defense. They 4-1. Some of their games been squeakers, so it's like who you beat. Miami, they got a good their offense. Their rush defense ain't been looking that good. You know what I mean, the Jets ran on them. But I'm going to go with Miami. I'm going with a lot of surprise picks this week. We not chasing, but I'm going with Miami. I don't like the spread. It's like, giving me 3. It just don't seem right. And sometimes when shit don't seem right, you got to go with it. Same thing with this game here. Next game, Cincinnati Bengals at the Saints. Who that? Who that? Who that said they're going to beat them Saints? Who that? No more Drew Brees. He's been gone. He in the booth now. New Orleans, Andy Dalton will be starting again, and since he's been starting, they've been looking much better than Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston has been back. He ain't cleared the play yet, so it's going to be Andy Dalton, which I like. I think he'll take care of the ball more. They got a lot of players that's a little suspect hurt. They was -1.5. Now they +2.5. I still like New Orleans. It's the second week in a row Cincinnati's on the road. They lost last week to who Cincinnati lost to last week. Tough game. They played a tough Ravens team. I think the Saints got just as good as defense as the Ravens, and I think they could probably score as well. They're gonna have some go gadget man, Jason Hill in the backfield running some plays. I call him go gadget. I think they outlast Cincinnati at home. The Big Easy. I think they outlast them at home. Next game. Baltimore now at my New York Football Giants. Is New York in the house? Is Brooklyn in the house? Uptown in the house? Shallon, are you in the house? Like everybody, are you in the house? And real quick though, Giants been looking good, 4-1. Brooklyn was looking good in the preseason, last 2 games, and the Knicks been looking real good in the preseason too. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Philly looking super good. Talking about the Philly that beat Atlanta this afternoon. They spanked them boys 3-1. What? After y'all come off that World Series, and then the Philly the Flyers, they won today too. Philly looking good. Philly tomorrow though, where they win. We get to that in a second. Giants, Daniel Jones, you know what I'm saying? Saquon Barkley, Lamar Action Jackson. Just like Green Bay, Giants is coming back from London. Do that matter? Sometimes it matter. Athletes and coaches, they creatures of habit. You still got to play the game and play the game. I just think this is where they stumble at. This is where they stumble. I think Baltimore winning the cover. I like Baltimore. I think Lamar Jackson make more plays than the Giants. I just think they make more plays. Next game, Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh at home getting 9.5 coming off that ass whipping. They got beat 38-3. Buffalo Bills. We knew it was going to be an onslaught. We had Buffalo last week. That was one of the ones we had right out of the 6 games. Mike Tomlin lost 4 straight. Will they lose 5 straight? Yes. Will they lose by 10? No. I think they get at Brady a little bit. Fitzpatrick, I don't think he's going to play. Questionable, but I don't think he's going to play. I still think they draw up enough to keep it close, maybe backdoor cover. Tampa Bay, they will go to 4-2. I don't think they cover 10 points. They haven't really looked spry like that yet. Not to say they can't come out and blow them out, because they could. Obviously, Tom Brady used to facing a Mike Tomlin team when he was with New England, and the East is in the house. Oh my God, the AFC East. But I think Pittsburgh stay close. I really do. Next game, L.A. Rams. No Baker Mayfield. He gonna be backing up the rookie, or what is it? What's the rookie name? Jay Waters. What's his name? What's his name? Matt Rule is out of here. They think about trading Christian McCaffrey. they looking for sellers. He could go to a team and switch it up. And team get him, they might be. Imagine if he go play with Lamar Jackson. Oh baby, Lamar and him in the backfield. That'd probably be super crazy. Who else was running crazy? Obviously, he go play with the Bills. Cause this dude. Well, imagine he go play with Philly. Woo, crazy. I can't really see this guy name right now. Let me go get his name and stop playing. What's this dude name? Roster, positions, quarterbacks. What's this rookie name? I'm gonna put some respect on the brother name. Quarterback. Oh, P.J. Walker. Let's put some respect on P.J. Walker name. They getting 10. They playing at the Rams. Rams just coming off a loss like I knew they was. We had San Fran. No, they didn't play San Fran last week, did they? Let me see who they played last week real quick. Rams. Oh, they played the Cowboys. They played San Fran the week before that. We had LA last week against the Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? They looking good too. This week here, anytime you fire a coach, you're talking about trading. I think the Rams will win the game. I'm going with the points this week. At least most of the games. I think the defense for Carolina stick around. It opened up at 8.5. Now it's 10. The Rams haven't really blown nobody out. Not to say that they can't. They lost to Dallas by 12. Lost to the 49ers, got spanked. When they beat the Cardinals, they beat them by 8. Cardinals not better than, Carolina not better than the Cardinals, but their defenses probably could stick around. They beat Atlanta. They barely beat them by 4. They lost to the Bills. I ain't going to say it's a Super Bowl hangover, but I like Carolina to fight for a win. They probably not going to get it, but I like the 10. Next game, Carolina Cardinals at Seahawks. Geno Green getting 2.5. This one I love. This one, I like this game a lot, and I like the Cardinals at home. Obviously, they stink. B-Hop is not back this week. I think he's going to be back next week, or he might be. No, 6 games he got suspended. B-Hop not going to be back. But the Cardinals just play better on the road, and I think they play better here, and I think they find a way to win. Should be a high-scoring game. If you don't want to bet on the game, I like the over, too. I like the over just as much as I like the Cardinals. I like the Cardinals game and over. No real rhyme or reason. Seahawks defense ain't really that good. Geno Smith is balling, though. I ain't going to lie. He playing way better than Russell Wilson. He looked way better than Russell Wilson. He got the team looking false offensively. But obviously, he got DJ Metcalf and he got Lockett. And 2 of the best receivers in the business. And so he got the continuity with him. Russell Wilson don't got no receivers over there like that. He don't got no. That's why I say, damn, why he left. And real quick side note, because this is my show, we do what we want. People is really blaming Sierra for Russ Cook because he in Denver. Allegedly, maybe, kind of, sort of. He was supposed to have come to the Giants. Giants didn't have a lot of pieces. He wanted to win. Stayed 3 more years. Now you in Denver. Denver, they got the defense, supposed to be just plugging the quarterback. It's still early in the season. They ain't saying his shoulder. But to blame Sierra is like, come on, bro. Got to cut it out with that. Next game. This is another game of the week. Obviously, I went back and forth with this. This is Buffalo at Kansas City. This is the rematch from last year. 1 second left on the clock. No, 7 seconds on the clock. Patrick Mahomes, a.k.a. Ferrari, a.k.a. PM, a.k.a. Night. You gave me too much time, and now you're going to pay for that. And he made them pay. Went on to go to the AFC Championship, lose, and get knocked out. This year, they just come off the tough win to the Las Vegas Raiders. They was given 7, 1 by 1. A lot of 2-point conversions, a lot of suspect calls. I spoke about this in the other video. That's another illustration, in my opinion, of the cheating shit. You know, people's betting money now because that's your money, son. So you better be careful. You know, and it's like, why y'all making these calls and you doing this bullshit? Anyway, I was going back and forth. At first, I was like, how you gonna make Kansas City the underdogs? They at home. As far as the team that played last week, two teams that you played Pittsburgh, you beat them by 35. Pittsburgh is trash. Y'all play the division rivals who you always beat. You beat by 1. They possibly could have won. A lot of suspect calls and a lot of suspect moves that you do instead of just play to win the game, right? Like Herm Edwards. Hello? Fucking dudes playing not playing to lose. Like you playing, you fucking to lose. I'm coming to win. Like, I mean, you fucking to lose and I'm coming to win. Mm-hmm. Scorpios, we the best. Birthday coming up at the end of the month. Yeah, kid. I was leaning towards KC. I'm like, damn, they always beat them. I don't see how they're not going to beat them now. I understand they got Von Miller. I understand Josh Allen is playing better. They want to make an MVP before the season is over. And he's nice. Josh Allen is definitely nice. Tall, strong, could do it all. But the spread makes me say, And that's why I'm going to go with the Bills. A lot of people taking the Bills. If you're looking at Caesars, as far as who they saying the public is betting on, currently right now is it's 12:05, a little after 12 at night. The public is taking Buffalo 58% and 42% minus the spread, meaning minus the 2.5. Money line, 56% is taking Buffalo, 44. I'm saying, damn, why can't KC win straight at home? They can win by 3. I think it should be KC minus 3. Regardless of what Buffalo did this year, what they doing, what they projected to do. We home in our building. We always spank you boys. How the fuck is y'all favored over us? But Vegas is saying that they favorite. They got to know what they're talking about. So that's why I'm going with Buffalo. Last game of the night, Dallas Cowboys at the Philadelphia Eagles. How about them Cowboys? How about the Eagles? How about Philly, the city of Philly right now? Them niggas is crunk right now. I know they had the Phillies knock off the world champs. They had the Flyers win their first 2 games in hockey. And I had Vancouver today. I had Vancouver. Vancouver fucked my 3 pickup. Or had Vancouver, the Islanders, and who else I had? Can't think of the third. Florida over Buffalo. Fucking the Flyers. I mean, the Flyers fucked my money up. But anyway, Philly looking good. And I see that trend continuing tomorrow. Spread is 6.5. How about them Cowboys? They 4-1 since Dak been out. Philly is 5-0, and I think Dallas go to 4-2. I think the New York Giants go to 4-2, and I think Philly go to 6-0. And this is why I was leaning towards Dallas. I'm like, that defense, Cooper Rush, he gonna manage the game. He gonna get the ball to his playmakers. Zeke gonna run the ball and woo. That was my thinking and my rationale. And they very well could cover the spread. But the spread is 6.5. So it's like, touchdown, aha, you lose. Why is it not 7 points? Because if it's 6.5, why the fuck is not 7? Like, what's the half a point gonna do? Well, the half a point is gonna do is everybody that's gonna take Dallas when Philly win by 7, it's gonna crush you in the heart like a knife. And it's gonna be like, Lydia, this is the big one, and you're going to be mad as a motherfucker. But this is another reason why I like the Eagles. One, Jalen Hurts is still going to be proving people wrong. Like, listen, I'm that dude. I'm really that dude. And he got a good cast around. His wide receivers he got a good wide receiver core. He got a good run game. They got a good offensive line. But this is another reason why I'm taking Philly. What's the stud from fucking What's his name? The defensive line for fucking the Cowboys. Anyway, the defensive rookie of last year, and he nice. I don't know about Lawrence Taylor yet, but he is nice and he's ferocious. And on the court, he be balling. But anyway, I think the reporters, you got to answer the questions, but it's how you answer the questions. And make no mistake about it, I appreciate and respect his forthcomingness and his truthfulness. Like, he ain't backing down. He's a dog. I love it. As opposed to the political shit. But once he said what he said, which was, well, they ain't play us yet. Like, I guess they were saying like who they played or who the Eagles played, and you're like, well, they ain't play us yet. Like we gonna beat these niggas, and I love that energy. But now it's not like Philly gonna play hard. It's not bullet board material, but it really is. Like Cowboys, y'all ain't been winning no games. You ain't been doing nothing lately. You all right now. But in the last few years, Philly just won a Super Bowl. Even the Giants, my bum ass New York football Giants, won over y'all. Like, you know what I mean? Or more recent than you guys. So let's pump the brakes. But now you're going up there Sunday night. They just have 2 of their team. Like I said, the season hockey just opened. They 2-0. And the Phillies, they just knocked off the world champs in their series. It's gonna be rocking in Philly. It's almost Halloween. It's getting spooky in them streets. I think they're going to rout the Cowboys. I think they beat the Cowboys 27-20, something like that. Let me give y'all this Monday night game. I'll give y'all the locks, and then we out of here. Because Monday, y'all always be like, I always come the day after. Like, I don't got no reason to lie. Monday night, you got Denver, speaking of Russ, at the Chargers. Chargers giving 4.5. I love Denver. I think Denver going to win the game outright. But taking with the points. I love Denver. There's no round. This is the game where everybody's piling on Russ, and Chargers, they just coming off. Who they beat? The Chargers beat last week. The Browns, that was a tough game. It really was because the Browns should have won that game. That's another lock that I had. I had the fucking Browns. Should have won the game. Fucking the field goal kick at the end of the game. Like, then you go for it on fourth, but you get the ball back. A lot of suspect calls last week in a lot of those games. That's how you know this shit is scripted. But I like Denver. This is right where Russ want them. Right here at this spot. Defense come out and play good. They hold Herbert and them boys. I think Denver win probably like 2017, 20-14, some shit like that. Let's get to the locks, though. Not the locks from Yonkers. The locks to get us the winner chicken dinners. Give y'all a 6-pick this week, too. 6-pick. Put our record to 21-15. We're going to go 6-0 on the locks. I'm going to put $100 on that, and that's going to be 48-41. Yeah, kid. Matter of fact, I'm going to show y'all right now, too. Show y'all I ain't bullshitting. Show y'all right now my Caesars Sports app. I'm going to do it in front of y'all, though. Here go the locks. Lock. Baltimore. Over my New York football Giants. They're going to bring the Giants back down to earth. Arizona on the road against Geno Smith. They wrote me off, but Arizona going right back. San Fran, Jimmy G over Atlanta. Atlanta going to keep it close to the end of the game. San Fran win by 6. Spread is 4.5. Cleveland, I'm going with them again. The third time is the charm. Bill Belichick, you look good against Holly Berry. Holly Berry, I think the Browns win at home. Jacoby Brissett get his revenge against his old team. Next game, Buffalo. This is a lock because Vegas is saying it's a lock. Not going to be surprised if Kansas City win, but because Vegas is saying they're going to win, I'm going with Buffalo. I think they get over the hump. Then it'll be like Kansas City got to go to their house at the end of the year and then beat them. Still go to the Super Bowl probably. Last game, Sunday Night Football. How about those Philadelphia Eagles? I'm going with the Eagles. Baltimore, Arizona, San Fran, Cleveland, Philly, Buffalo. Show y'all the picks right now. I'm gonna do it on live on my Caesars Sports app. I'm gonna do the 6-pick right now for my $100. Transfer my money out of there. I got $100 left. We ain't playing. I'm gonna show y'all right now. Y'all better take these picks down. I'm not playing. You see that last $100? Shit gonna turn to 48-41. Let's go to the NFL. Here go the NFL for tomorrow. Baltimore still minus 5.5. Browns still minus 2.5. San Fran minus 4.5. Arizona minus 2.5. Bills minus 2.5. Philadelphia Eagles. 6-pick. See it right there. See it right there? $100. See what it say? 48-41. That feeling. Let me press OK on it so y'all can see we ain't playing around. Boom, boom. Place your bet. Boom, boom. Yeah, tomorrow. 48-41. Hit me on the bat line like, yo, good looking, Lee. You know what it is. It's your boy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in to my show, Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Back up in here one more again. Even though I did the 6-pick, I'm still going to take those teams separately. So don't bet parlays, because if one of those teams lose, your ticket is dead. But those are the locks. I'm also going to bet singly. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Yeah, kid.